Okay, remember what I told you. Be your own boss. Love yourself. Get up and dance. Level
Level up.
up.
Level up, 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 level up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, watch me. Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up, level up, level up.
I'm Melanie Welch, and I'm a nail tech with Nail It Nails, and I'm a breast cancer survivor. One day I was stepping from the dining room into the TV room. You know, you doing the usually yakety yak, because we often say we're four quarters that make a whole. There are four of us here, me, my husband, and my two kids. So we were doing our usual jiving and stuff. So I usually feel and test, rub my breast and stuff, and I'm always checking. And I was just talking, and I felt this difference, because it wasn't a lump. It was more of a thickening. And I was like, and I went to him, of course, because he feels the breaths. So, I figured he might pick it up. Maybe, you kind of think, am I really feeling something? And I went to him and I said, feel this, and he felt it and he didn't feel anything. He was like, no, Mel, it feel the same. But I knew, because obviously, once you're checking, your brain kind of memorizes or keep memory of it somehow. So I knew it was different, and for a couple of days I kind of honestly I did hang around with it, with the notion of maybe I did, maybe I didn't type thing. And I quickly said, you know what, let me just call the Cancer Society. But before doing that, I was in the washroom doing some laundry, and I might just tell me to hold over. I don't know. That just came to me to hold over. And when I held over, I saw the dimpling. It just went in where the area where I was feeling. So it was like, definitely. So I stopped what I was doing. I went to the phone and I called. And I booked the appointment, and the nurse felt it. And then we went from there. I was called in. We did the mammogram. Nothing showed up on the mammogram, but they knew I was called in for an ultrasound, because the nurse had felt obviously what I felt. So, like I said, it wasn't a lump; it was a thickening of the mammary glands. So it just felt like more dense in one area than the rest of the breast. So I went in for the ultrasound with Dr. Rampasad. He comes every third Saturday at the Cancer Society. And we went, and as soon as he examined me, as in putting the machine on, he said, well, yeah, this is definitely suspicious tissue. So, I would have been praying and hoping that it wasn't, anything too cancer, because the cancer is what you're thinking about. I figured, Lord, let's let it be something you could take out and I'll be fine. And I told my husband to stay home. I went on my own because I really believed, I'll be fine, I'll be fine. So when he said that, he said he had to do the biopsy, I started to freak out. I would not lie. I did. And then, a calmness came over me. The nurse was there. And I said, Lord, just take it. Whatever it is, just take it. And he did the biopsy. And they had actually found a cyst as well around the same area. And he did a biopsy of that as well. And then a couple of weeks, they sent it off to Miami to be tested, and they did it locally as well. And a couple of weeks, they called me in and asked me to ask my husband to come. So I kind of knew it wasn't anything, just a lump that they were going to take out. So I kind of was preparing myself. So when we got there, lo and behold, yes, that is what it was. Quite a rare one, they told me at the time, Dr. Ian Lewis. So proper man, proper doctor. He told me that it was cancer. It was something called lobular carcinoma, which is quite rare here. And so we went from there. We got the surgery done as soon as possible. Of course, you go through the blood work and the CAT scans and all that great stuff. And we had the cancer done to get the cancer out of my body, obviously. And then it was kind of growing towards my chest wall area. So it was growing onto the muscle. So it was actually growing downward and not across, so to speak. So upon dealing with that and doing the pathology stuff, I had some residual cancer cells on the muscle after he had taken up most of all of what he could have taken up off the muscle tissue. he tested the area and it was some residual cells, so we did some radiation. But luckily, upon testing the sentinel lymph node, it wasn't in the lymphatic system at all, thank God. So I didn't have to get chemotherapy. But we just did a bout of radiation every day for 5 weeks. And yeah, coming up on 5 years now of being cancer free.
What kept you going through all of that?
My kids and my husband and God, of course. He was the ultimate factor. But yeah, just wanting to be here for my kids. Oh gosh.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
It's okay.
But yeah.
What are you saying?
I guess just the thought of going back there to that moment, you know, of actually dealing with it kind of brought me back. Haven't cried in a while, but I don't know. Yeah, but just wanting to be here for my children. And I remember coming from Cancer Society, driving out right at the very end of the Gap by Purity and hearing a very still but firm voice say to me, your situation, your cancer, so to speak, would be a testimony for others and it's going to save lives. And that too gave me the strength because I knew it was the Holy Spirit speaking to me. I know we wrestle not, Ephesians 6:12 says, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and high places. And I believe God oversees everything, but there's a real devil. There are real things that happen to us. And things, if we don't go through anything, we don't have anything to look back on when we're going through rough patches and say, you know what, I can do this. I came through that. You know, I did that and I'm here. So yeah, it was an experience. Not pleasant all the time and with a little tears. But yeah, that keeps me going. The fact that I know my experience would help someone else and save lives. And I know that has happened already. So yeah, my kids, my husband, being here for them. Like he often says, I have to last him until old age. I don't know if he really means it, but I'm just kidding. He does. But yeah, and my kids wouldn't want another mom, they said to me, so they can't even picture themselves with another mommy. So, you know, just being here for my baby girl and my son and doing what God has called me to do. Bring a smile to women's faces.
So every year you're going to get tested, or what do you do now?
Well, once you've had cancer, breast cancer I can speak of, you are tested, you have to take on an oncologist after you've done the surgery and all that. You then have to see an oncology area. So the oncologist then takes you on as the patient. So initially it would be every month I would go and she would do blood work. You do your blood work before. We don't call it bloods. Oh, I did my bloods. You know, you do your blood work and you go to see her like the next week or 2 weeks. So you do your blood work before the appointment. So you do every month. I think it was every 2 months. Dr. Theresa Laurent is my oncologist. I did every month, then every 2 months, 3 months, I think 4 months, 6 months, and then you do a year. Currently, I'm at 6 months. So I'll hopefully be soon embarking on a year because I don't like being sick. I cannot get accustomed to that. So, plus my veins, you don't see them very well, so it's often a task. But yeah, so you go every couple of months until you end up to, it's like a, graduating process, so to speak.
Is there anybody else in your family who had breast cancer or have breast cancer?
Yeah, my aunt recently passed 2 years now from breast cancer. Actually, it was only a months apart that we were diagnosed. So she died March 29th, I believe it was, 2 years ago. Yeah. And I have a stepsister. She's also been diagnosed, but she's cancer-free as well. Other family members is just my aunt for breast cancer, that is. I think there's someone overseas, but I can't remember her name offhand. But yeah, but I've had friends, with breast cancer as well.
What message would you leave with women about, keeping themselves safe, and what message would you give to them?
Check your breasts. Check your breasts. Check your breasts. I cannot reiterate more. Check your breasts. Because we get the yearly pap and examination done, but the doctor is not you. I mean, I've had a cyst in this breast, and I went to 3 different doctors. None of them felt it. I had to show all of them. So sometimes it might not be a thickening in an area like mine was. It might be just a small lump that's there and it's growing though. So if you feel your breast, you have I like to say, a relationship with them, then you know. Trust me, you'll know. And the best time to do it is in the shower. When you're all soaked up, just rub them. You don't have to sit down. I mean, I'm no doctor, but you don't have to sit down lie down and do the examination like the doctors do. Just get acquainted with them. Feel them. They're yours. They're with us from the time we are born until we leave this earth, unless we have to have them removed, God forbid. But they're yours. Check them. Boyfriends and husbands touch them and check them. We have to check them. So I would say develop a relationship with your breasts. Get to know them well.
Okay, remember what I told you. Be your own boss. Love yourself. Get up and dance. Level up.
Level up, 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 level up. 5, 4, 3, 2,